see that there's a lot of small bluegills and bait fish around there. Different presentation than a spinnerbait. It doesn't have, you know, kind of making that skirt flare. Make it look like...
Now, Kevin, you're fishing this swim jig, and right now we've got it with a swim bait trailer. How about a couple tips on on presentation here?
Well, one of the big things that I love about a swim jig is this is a bait that's like four-wheel drive. You can see I'm going down the bank. There's some flooded button bushes in here, and it's a great tool because you can skip it back in there and it's going to come out of there. It's hard to get a spinner bait or something else in there. You know, this has a great profile of a lot of bluegills. The water's clear here today. I can see that there's a lot of small bluegills and bait fish around there. So I know I got the right color. You know, I've got it rigged on a 610 spinnerbait rod, a high-speed reel, and I've got 50-pound braid here. I love to throw braided line on a swim jig. You know, I'm going to take a marker and color the last few feet so the fish don't see it, even in this clear water. But what I can do with this is I can get it in places you just can't get a lot of other lures. You know, I can use the shorter rod and I can skip it back into there, into those shady spots, and then I can swim it out. You know, there's several retrieves that you can use with these swim jigs. You can just cast it out and reel it straight in, just steady. You can fish it fast and you can do it slow, but usually what I like to do is add some action to it too. You know, in this clear water like this, I want to shake that swim jig and have it, you know, kind of making that skirt flare, make it look like it's a little bluegill kind of dart. So I'll just pop the rod tip and make that bait just kind of jump forward in short little bursts and really kind of see what the fish want on any given day. But that action right there, just having that short little twitch like that, is day in, day out for a clearer water presentation is hard to beat. You know, if I've got a lot of cover, you know, that I'm fishing it through, you can just make a cast and just reel it through there, you know, and catch a lot of fish, especially like over grass, lily pads, things like that. And that's where the swim jig is so good, because it comes through everything so well. It's just a really good tool. But, you know, if I do get a big one on back there, that braided line really helps you get that fish out of that thick cover. It really makes a difference. Matching that braided line with a nice soft tip rod like this really helps you with your presentation. You can make good, accurate casts, and you can get it, you know, way back in there and get it in there where those fish are hiding. You want to fish those little shady spots, things like that. The thickest pieces of cover that you can find is where those fish are going to be.
Now, back to the action of the rod.
It's a medium heavy. It's got an extra fast tip to it. So it's got enough tip to it so that it helps me with that presentation, where I can just skip it right back there into those bushes and things like that. The rod's not so long that it's cumbersome to make a good, accurate presentation like that.
And you can cover water quickly here.
Yes, sir. Try to draw them out of that cover.
One of the added benefits of fishing a swim jig is that little skirt action, that pulsing skirt.
Yeah. You know, the thing about a jig like this is if you didn't want the skirt, you could take the skirt off and just have the swim bait body on there just as well too. But I think it adds some benefit to have that skirt on there when you're shaking it along. I mean, it has that natural flair to it, and you know, it's going to trigger a lot of reaction strikes out of those fish. You know, just having that erratic movement out of it really seems to make a difference. Here today, I can see that there's a lot of small bluegills and bait fish around there. Some presentation than a spinnerbait. It doesn't, you know, kind of making that skirt flare, make it